Which showed me the picture you asked her if it was okay
Well,
if you
yeah,
used.
I wanted to ask her. Oh no, that can't be. All right, I got her starting soon up. No, they had plenty.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't see this last night when we were playing and talking about it. Just
Correct, and he has also sucked in every single World Series start. Talk, just talk.
just
Talk,
talk.
see if App won today. Oh, they're winning 42-3. Good for them.
Are they ranked?
No, they've lost like 3 games this year.
Oh.
They fucking beat Texas A&M, and then they still lose 3 games to like Sunbelt bullshit people.
Uh-huh. What happened?
All right, you ready?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 13 of the Slams Fist Fact podcast. Rick, how's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Oh, good. Enjoying this wonderful, kind of cool Saturday in Texas, honestly. So it's a nice change for once. It's been chilly the past 2 days. I say chilly, it's in like the 70s, but it feels really nice.
The high the other day was like 58 here.
Dude, no.
That was a cool day, but it was still.
No, I mean, it rained yesterday and it was like 66 and it felt phenomenal.
I bet.
Phenomenal. But everybody, welcome into the live episode as well. Yet again, we're trying to do every Saturday. And to kick things off, Rick, what you sipping on today?
So I got some Willet bourbon. For anyone that's never tried it, it is a really cool bottle. The bottle it comes in is shaped like a pot still, so it's really neat where it's super wide at the bottom and very long and skinny up
Hmm,
top. And it's a really good sipping bourbon.
nice.
What about
Well,
you?
well, I decided to change things up a little bit this week, and I am drinking a Peroni.
So
Yeah,
not change anything.
no, not at all. I will drink my favorite beer every week. I love this beer. I it's good beer. Try it.
It is.
Try it before you knock it. That's all I gotta
Absolutely. For
say.
those that don't know, I actually sent Brandon a picture while I was in Puerto Rico, and they have Peroni, and it was really good. And so I had me and Wit drink one.
They're so good. It's good. It's a good beer. It's a good beer. An expensive beer, but it's a good beer. Whatever. Well, so sir, to start it off, we'll go with you with your wonderful birthdays that you always do.
Yeah, man. So I got there's a lot this week, honestly, that I really wanted to hit on. So I'm gonna try and get them a little bit quick. But happy birthday! Shout outs to Henry Winkler, famous actor. A lot of times he's cast as like a dad character. You may also remember him from the what was it, the Waterboys, the head coach of the Waterboys team. What
Do you not know what else he is?
do you mean?
He's the Fonz
Yeah.
from Happy Days. Know him as
Okay.
the dad character. He is the Fonz.
Okay. How many people of our generation remember the Fonz versus Henry Winkler's movie career later?
I mean, I watched Happy Days, so hopefully everyone.
But not everyone's 50, Brandon.
I'm not even 30. For everyone out there, just want to throw it out there. I am not 30. But Rick thinks differently.
Rick
Continue with
knows
your
better.
blasphemy.
Nick Saban, head coach of Alabama. Before
Okay.
that, LSU.
And the
Turned
Dolphins.
70. Huh?
I said, and the Dolphins for a short period of time.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren, 64.
Ooh.
Jeff Probst turned 60 this week. I know Brandon was going
Ah,
to love that.
Mr. Survivor, man. I can't believe
make,
he's sick. I love Jeff. I
make
think
sure to send him a birthday card.
I will. I will. He lives in Fiji now, but it's okay.
Rob Schneider, the you can do it
Yeah.
guy, turns 58. David Schwimmer, better known as Ross, turns 55. For all my friends out there. Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, all of the above.
Sean Combs.
Don Combs turns 52 this week. And so does Matthew McConaughey on the same exact day.
Dang.
Diddy and Matthew McConaughey share a birthday, so extra shout out. And then we got some professional athletes this week. Colin Kaepernick turns, I think, 34. Jimmy Garoppolo 30, Marcus Mariota 29, and Devin Booker 25. So a pretty loaded birthday week we have here.
I didn't know Garoppolo was that old. I say old. He turns 29, but like for an
So it turns
NFL,
30.
old turns 30. So like for an NFL player, that's older. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a quarterback, so it's not that bad. But like, I didn't think he was 30 yet.
yeah. And so him and then what's crazy to me is I think of Garoppolo being in the league a lot longer than Mariota, but Mariota's only 1 year younger.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And then
It's
Devin
just
Booker,
it's just Mariota
young blood.
started. Mariota started
True.
immediately. Garoppolo sat behind Brady for a
Hmm.
while, so
Correct.
maybe that's what.
Kind of throws that
That's
off.
probably why. Yeah, throws it off.
But yeah, that's what I got for birthdays. What do you got for this week,
Well,
man?
I don't have any birthdays. I know I know of a birthday that happens this week, but I'll share it. I'll wait till next week to share it.
Oh,
Oh, because I want to talk about something with it next week. So, this week in history, a long time ago, this week, the gunfight at the OK Corral happened, ended with 3 deaths, and made the famous legends and pretty much superhero status people of Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp at that point. Like, they didn't really do anything super special. It's just the OK Corral thing got blown out of proportion, and Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday are now just symbols of Western, the old West back in the day forever. So that happened. Um, Tombstone's one of the greatest movies of all time. I want to throw that out there as well. I don't care
great movie.
how much they romanticize. I guess is that the right word?
Yeah,
Sure. I love that movie.
I'll be
19
your Huckleberry.
in 1913, on Halloween, the first ever U.S. paved coast to coast highway called the Lincoln Highway was dedicated. So it wasn't done yet, but they made plans to make a, I'm assuming California to somewhere on the East Coast
Yeah.
or Washington. I don't know where it runs. I have a third
Hmm.
one, but I want to save it for last because I think it's funny and horrible at the same time. What do you have?
Okay, I'll go back even farther. 1512. Michelangelo's fresco on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel was open to the public this week.
Wow.
So I'm not sure exactly of the completion date, but it was like kind of kept private for a little bit and then it was completely open to public viewing. And it's just known as one of the most, beautiful Western art
Hmm.
pieces that
And
we still
had,
have around.
and there's no telling how long it took him to paint it either.
I mean, I imagine it was a pretty big project.
Laying upside down on like a platform in the 1500s. No, thank
Dude,
you.
I don't even like painting when I have to repaint a room.
That's true.
Oh, and then in 1923, this week, the Republic of Turkey was established with Kemal Ataturk being the head of the movement and served as its first president. This is after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, and then the state was kind of in turmoil, and then they came out of it with Kemal being the head of the state, saying, "We want to establish a republic and get our government in control because they have a long, really proud history." It was really close to being erased after the collapse of the Ottoman Empire. I mean, it
Wow.
was it was a big deal.
That might be one of my favorite parts to listen to in the Dan Carlin Hardcore History
Mhm.
is when he's talking about the World War One, whatever it's called. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember what that little segment that he does is called right now, but it's amazing. It's like 6 parts or something, and the Ottoman Empire is just insane to listen to about in World War One. It's insane. I love it. It's funny that they named it Turkey, and that last guy's name starts with the word Turk. Hmm.
Ataturk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or ends with it, whatever.
Well, because and they were called the Turks. Like they were still called that, which I don't understand. I didn't look super hardcore into the historical relevancy of it, but they were called Turks before they established the Republic of Turkey.
That is weird. We'll have to look into that. We'll get you back on next podcast to tell you why they're called the Turks. We'll do a whole
Some
podcast
extra homework.
dedicated to Turkey.
Maybe we'll say that for Thanksgiving. Gobble gobble. Um, yeah, that was terrible. I
That
know.
that might be the worst joke I've ever heard. That was bad.
What was your last name?
So my last thing on Halloween 1978 in Haddonsfield, Illinois, the serial killer known as the Shape murdered several teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
and that's horrible. But it's also fictional because the Shape is actually Michael Myers, and that movie released this week.
I'm like, you kind of had me there.
Dude,
Yeah,
right,
you had me
right.
in the first half. I was
So it released on the 26th of October, set in 1978. It was set in 1978, Haddonsfield, Illinois, completely fictional town. Michael Myers is known as Michael Myers in that, but during the first three movies that John Carpenter did, it never said the name of the actor that played Michael Myers, and it didn't say Michael Myers, All it said was the Shape. Like that was what Michael Myers was credited as, was the Shape. That was his like, clearly he was a serial killer, Michael Myers, but the Shape was kind of his like nickname. Kind of like how you have Son of Sam and stuff like that. So yeah, but that released this
fastest,
week.
fastest walker ever.
Yeah, it's between him and Jason Voorhees, but yes, I 100% agree that they are the fastest walkers in the world. Amy and I just finished the newest one, Halloween Ends. We watched it 2 nights ago.
I've not seen it yet.
Very interesting take on Michael Myers. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good to know.
If you like slasher films. People that don't like slasher films, one, you're wrong. Two, you need to rewatch all the Halloweens except Halloween 3. The one with the masks doesn't count in the 13 movies that Michael Myers.
We don't talk about it.
It's called Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, and it's like these masks take over like these little kids' bodies, and the little kids kill people. It has nothing to do with Michael Myers at all. But they just used the Halloween name because the studio at the time had the rights for Halloween and not John Carpenter yet. So they just wanted to make some cash, throw it on there. But it is what it is.
It's good that the franchise survived the cash grab, because sometimes that's the
that's
sometimes
that's
that's the kill.
that's where they mess up, is the cash grab, for sure, for sure.
But yeah. What else? You want to go into a game, or do you want to?
I
Anything
have
else?
I have a question for you that was submitted from a user.
Yes.
So we got a good old DM from one of our listeners, Dalton, who is the person that has to make sure that the facts are both funny and interesting now. He says you get a wish from a genie. You can wish whatever you want, but the wish also comes true for 65 other percent of the entire Earth's population. What do you wish for? So if you wish for superhuman strength, another, let's say 65%, another like 3.5 billion people also get superhuman strength. To tell you what he wished for, he told me,
Yes.
he wished for that everybody was. Now I forgot what he said. What he said? He said, sorry. He said something. The second part was that that everybody is in very like perfect health and extremely good looking. Those were his things.
Well, he is
Perfect
benefiting the
health
world,
and
I guess.
good perfect health and good looking. He needs that wish more than a lot of people. Anyway, I know what I would wish for, but I've had time to ponder this question.
So you go first.
Okay, so I would wish for unlimited intelligence, or like wisdom, whatever, like smart, like be super smart. That way, there's 65% of the world could probably solve a lot of the problems that the Earth has, or they could become supervillains. But that's something that might not happen. But I feel like with like something like intelligence or wisdom, if I wish that I wish I was one of the smartest people in the world, and if there's 3.5 billion of them, Earth could probably make a turn for the better, I'm assuming. Amy, My wife wished for teleportation, even though
Only
I was like, it's gonna take down. I was like, another 3 billion people are gonna get it. She goes, I don't care. She goes, I could go anywhere I want to. And then I go, you're gonna bankrupt the airplane market. And she goes, I don't give a shit. I won't need the airplanes anymore.
you imagine if you're in the last 35%, how mad you'd be that you still have to walk everywhere.
Walk, drive, whatever. Can't do it.
Because like, there's no way if I could teleport, there's no way I would walk around the house. I would,
I would
I would
teleport from here to the toilet if I had to go to the bathroom. Ain't no way I'm
exactly.
walking 20 feet.
You know how they talk about people text each other in the same house now instead of getting up and like, if you're like, hey babe, can you get me a drink? Or hey, did you touch the thermostat? No, you would just teleport in the house. Doop, doop, doop.
Yep.
If you're in that last 35%, you'd be so upset
I
that you
would,
didn't
yeah,
get that.
100. Especially if like you live with multiple people, like our spouses, for instance. Like if one of us got it, like I got it and Amy didn't, or like Whitney got it and you didn't, I'd be so pissed. Be so pissed that one person could have it. Cause like, could I grab onto you and you teleport with me? I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
just what the that is up to the genie's discretion. I'm assuming. What do you have?
Uh, oh man, this is a good one. I kind of like this,
It's a
dog.
great question. Definitely a rebound from your other everything. I can't remember the question that he asked in episode 2, but it's a rebound for sure. Rick is thinking hard, everyone, and I think he
You
found his
ready?
answer because he's giggling.
You, you ready for the most ridiculous,
Sure. Oh,
hilarious?
100%. I'm down.
I want 5 gallons of water from the ocean. I don't want you to create 5 gallons. I want 5 gallons of ocean water. So then, with 15 billion gallons of water suddenly leaving the ocean, I want to go explore stuff. I need everyone on Earth to just launch missions to go exploring what it's like when sea level just
You
suddenly
would
it
you'd kill a lot of sea life there, Rick.
just goes deeper. You're fine. It's just,
Yeah, but if it immediately comes into your hands, like
well, I need a jar. Can't just have it in my hands.
true, true, but that's a lot. That'd be interesting to see. Because then, because then the ocean goes down so much, so the pressure won't be as hard because the water doesn't start as high. So you can go deeper and explore in deeper parts of the ocean too.
Imagine how many sea caverns would be open, like accessible now.
Now you could just walk.
Yeah, I super want this.
I like that. I think it's funny that you gave that answer, and it's the question is from somebody that's a marine biologist. So you're answering a question that's cool to explore the sea, but you're also killing sea life at the same time because all
No, it doesn't have to die.
15 billion gallons of water just instantly drops from the ocean. There are going to be
You know what's funny?
some
I'd like to
fishes that
know
die.
what I would like to know actually what distance, like how like the just the length, the depth that it would drop if suddenly
If
15 billion gallons weren't there.
probably nowhere near as much as we think.
I'm thinking it actually probably ends up being like
6 feet.
not a ton.
It should be like 7 feet.
I don't even know if it'll be that much, dude. But it'd be neat to find out.
Okay. So the amount here is the amount of gallons of water in the ocean. You ready?
I'm ready.
343 quintillion gallons of water.
Yeah, it's not moving much.
That
I need
is,
to change it.
in other words, that is 343 million trillion.
So I need to update my wish. I want 250 gallons, and I hope it doesn't crush me when I get it.
He can be like, I
I
want
need to,
250 gallons of water over there,
yeah,
like
right in front of me.
in a tub or something.
I just want a really big fish tank to suddenly spawn in front of me that has 250 gallons. And maybe we make maybe it drops by a foot. Maybe.
Maybe that's a million trillion. That's a shit ton. It's more than I thought it'd be. But I
Way
mean,
more than I thought it'd be. Look at
you
us.
could
Look at
you
us being
could
silly.
hey, got it right there. With the people with my wisdom, we could figure out a way to drain the ocean completely. We got this. We got this.
Oh my gosh.
Your turn, sir. What else you bring to the table today?
So I have a draft game.
Yes, finally, Rick remembered to do a draft game.
All right.
Now that we
You
both
need to.
have one, I
Oh,
go first for yours. You go first for mine.
okay.
Okay.
Draft. We're gonna keep it with top five. So imagine you're making a six-man team or six-person team.
And I'm one of them.
You're one of the six, so you need five teammates for your ultimate flip cup team. Draft.
First person that they can they be real or fictional people?
Oh, real people that are alive currently.
Okay, so Thad Castle is out of the conversation then.
Yes, that is. You can pick the actor.
Because I was thinking of like I was like, oh dude, I'm gonna take the guy that got the Eye of the Jew in Beer Fest. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Okay,
Yeah.
so real people. Number one, I am taking Pat McAfee
Okay.
to be on my team.
Solid choice.
That man puts so many stories of beer on his Instagram. It's him. I'm taking Pat McAfee as number one.
Cool, cool. We're gonna stay in the same realm. Tom Brady.
Yeah, whatever.
That dude pounds a
Dude,
pint.
he
So,
he chugged that
and
beer.
he's
Was that on
extremely
the Colbert show? Was it the Colbert show or the Jimmy
Conan.
Fallon? It was
Conan.
Conan. Okay.
He absolutely demolishes an entire pint. So imagine a flip cup, and he's incredibly coordinated.
All right. We're gonna still stay in the same football realm because I got another one. I am taking that offensive lineman from the Green
Oh, you
Bay
have to know his name.
Packers.
You have to
I'll
know his
Google it.
name.
I'll Google it right now.
Dang it!
Beer.
He is my next pick. His name is David Bakhtiari.
Yes, I am taking him. He
He was
put
my
one. He
next
put
pick.
Aaron Rodgers to shame at the Bucks game, but he's my number
Oh,
two.
great pick.
Thank you.
I almost picked him first, but I was like, Tom. I'm gonna go with Tom. Oh man. Oh jeez. Hugh Jackman.
Probably doesn't even drink alcohol,
Oh, you're
or he
crazy.
drinks all of it because he's Australian.
Exactly. He's
Okay.
Australian. Come on.
Okay,
Plus, why wouldn't you want Hugh Jackman on your team?
that's true.
Like,
Is a very very true statement. Um, trying to think of like people that I've seen just absolutely demolish alcohol. I mean, me clearly.
you're on the team, dude.
I
You already
know.
made
I
it.
know. I'm the captain. I'm picking the team. I have Pat McAfee, the offensive line guy from Green Bay. I'm going with longevity on this one, thinking that we're going to go into multiple rounds of Flip Cup, or we're playing in a Flip Cup tournament. And I am
Okay.
taking probably the one of the most famous alcoholics that's still alive, with John Daly.
Ooh. Ooh, good pick. Also incredibly coordinated.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh man, that's a good one. Mm. What is it? Is it Smiley Johnson?
For what? The golfer?
Oh, Smiley. Smiley.
Kaufman.
What's his
Kaufman
Kaufman?
with a K.
Smiley Kaufman. We'll just go back and forth. We'll keep in the same realms as each.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, my
We've
fourth.
seen videos of him partying on his Snapchat while we were in the same town.
Yeah, We took a picture together. Um, ooh, this is tough. Now I'm like really
Getting to the
thinking.
gritty.
I got the drinkers on
You
my
got two
team.
picks left.
I know I got the drinkers on my team. I have coordinated people because they're all professional athletes. So now I might just pick for fun. Like who would I want to hang out with on a flip cup team? 6-man flip cup. Oh, dude. What is that guy's name? Now I'm lost. I don't know
Ooh,
who I want to take.
dangerous place to be.
I know. I don't know who I want to take now. Oh, I'm taking Cameron Smith, the Australian golfer.
Golfer.
Yeah, 100%. He won the British Open and wanted to immediately tried to figure out how many beers can fit into the trophy. Like, yes.
Jason Kelsey.
Nice. Great pick. I love how we have picked nothing but athletes. And I'm
I have Hugh
going.
Jackman, who's also athletic, but like I have Hugh Jackman.
That's right. I
I have
forgot about
star
him.
factor. I have star factor on my team.
Yeah. I My last pick is a man that I think at one point probably drank for at least 15 days straight celebrating a championship he won. And I am taking Alexander Ovechkin.
That's good. That's good. Ready for the last pick of the draft, but still that only puts him 10th.
Sure. Sure.
J.R. Smith. I was trying to think of
He might not drink anymore. He's getting straight A's at NCANT or whatever. Is it A&T he's at? Yes.
you
Playing
think
golf.
he's not drinking anymore?
No, he is.
Really? The
100%.
dude that shows up shirtless to
Yeah, that's true.
to parades.
That's true. 100%.
That man parties. That
Yep.
man is coordinated. He
Yep.
also would be on my first round pick on a beer pong team.
No, 100%. I probably wouldn't change my first round pick for a beer pong team either.
Fair, fair.
Like it's like the
But that's
fourth
my
podcast
squad.
we've talked about Pat McAfee and drinking.
Yeah,
Pat, when you
I mean
listen to
he's
this, come on
relevant.
the podcast.
Yeah, he's relevant.
Yeah, very relevant. Okay, I have one that is going to be more up to interpretation, and it has to deal with Halloween since Halloween's on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Trick or treating. Top 5 Halloween candies that you receive.
I go first, right?
Yes, 100%.
Pumpkin Reese's.
Ooh, those are good. Those are good. I'm picking my favorite just because it's personal to me. I love getting freaking Kit Kat bars. Like I love
Okay.
the Kit Kats. I love the little crunch as a
Respect.
candy.
Skittles.
Okay,
Sometimes you want something other than the chocolate. Skittles is
that's true.
a big sweet thing for me if I'm looking for a sugar fix.
My next one's Three Musketeers. They are like eating a chocolate cloud of fluff. I love Three Musketeers.
I do really like Three Musketeers. I definitely think they get shit on more than they
Oh,
should.
100%.
I
100% they do.
I stand behind Three Musketeers. I
Yes.
respect that.
I have a pick, and I'm trying to see how long I can go before you pick it. I'm
Oh.
trying to make it my sleeper number 5.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Oh, let's see. Halloween candy stuff I want out of a trick or treat thing. Just I feel like I gotta stick with the simple like necessities. I'm gonna go Snickers bar.
Ooh, I like Snickers. My next one is Twix. Love me some
Okay,
Twix. Now
this is all right.
I don't know if you're a right Twix or a left Twix guy, but either Twix works for me.
I'm a left twist.
Yeah,
I'm a left twister.
clearly. Clearly, we both are a left Twixter. So, all right.
I'm gonna keep my variety up on this one.
Okay.
Twizzlers.
Twizzlers is good. Not a huge licorice fan, but I like Twizzlers. Love me some Twizzlers. I I enjoy. I'll for my fourth pick. I'll change it up, going away from chocolate. I love getting like lollipops in there, like not like Tootsie Pops
Okay.
with that like has still chocolate in there, but just like the clear round circle like orange flavored lollipops that are around for Halloween. Love them.
The dangerous fifth pick because I don't think I've hit on your sleeper.
I just almost gave it away.
Oh, I understand what it is. That's not gonna be in one of my picks. I'm assuming yours is gonna be Tootsie Rolls.
Maybe you will find out. Tune in next time.
Ooh. Oh, what are? Hang on. Ooh, it just blew out of my mind for a second. It's not almond joys, but what's the other one like it with coconut? Mounds?
Mounds.
Mounds. I love coconut.
All right. So my last pick is not Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, I
I
thought
said
that's
that
what
to
you.
throw you off. I like
You.
I like Tootsie Rolls. Now, at the beginning, I said candy is up to interpretation. Is that
Oh,
correct?
don't get too weird on me.
Oh, I'm not. The best Halloween candy is the house that gives you full size candy bars. And that is my fifth pick. A full size candy
Oh,
bar.
come on. That's not a type of candy.
I didn't say, I said best Halloween candy. Didn't say type. Just said best Halloween
Oh,
candy, dog. Full size candy bars for Halloween.
boo.
Can't beat full size candy bars.
Boo. Chat, DM,
Okay.
email us. Tell Brandon he's wrong.
Okay,
You
and if
can't
I am
pick
wrong, my fifth pick is Tootsie Rolls.
that.
I love Tootsie Rolls, dude. They just they're great, but sometimes they take too long to finish.
Yeah.
They're like there's a little too
I
much
definitely don't
chewiness in there.
I definitely don't dislike them.
Right. I remember being a kid, getting eating like two or three of them, then pretending you have a dip in your mouth and you like spit the chocolate out. That's what it is. That's the life.
That's the origin story of Brandon, guys.
It's right
Early
there.
age.
Spitting my Tootsie Roll.
Oh, no. Okay, I got an honorable mention because I
Okay.
can't believe this slipped my brain. The fake
Oh, the
little
candy
cigarettes.
cigarettes? Oh,
Yes.
dude. That's a good one.
I can't believe that slipped my brain, but they used to come in like the Spider-Man packs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a chalk stick, basically.
Yeah.
It's sugar
It
chalk.
doesn't taste like
And
anything, but
and every
you can
kid
pretend to
always
smoke.
pretend it's a cigarette, which is bad. Don't smoke, kids. But those candies were great.
But if you do, make sure you're old enough to, which is 21 now.
That's 21. Is it every state or
I
most
think
states?
it's every state.
Mhm.
I think you have to be 21 in every state now. What else? Your turn, my guy.
Okay, I'm gonna shift gears a bit. That's all right.
For sure.
So recently, anyone that follows this podcast should know Brandon is a content creator of some other things too. He streams video games, and Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 just dropped. Some people got to play it early, especially like the campaign dropped early. People got the beta test, got to see a little bit of what the multiplayer would look like. You've now played all three of them. You played the beta, you've already finished the campaign, and you've played multiplayer now that it's out.
Yes.
Are you pleased with the game as a whole? Part one. Part two, do you like the direction that these new next gen games are trending in?
So, with just speaking on Call of Duty, which I haven't made any content on it yet, but that is just because I have been slacking recently. I loved it. The campaign, the beta, I was happy with. Right, it had some bugs. I feel like they fixed it when in it with multiplayer coming out. I liked. I loved the campaign actually. One, they gave. If you played the original Modern Warfare 2 back in '09, They, it was a great story. Ghost dies at the end, all
Spoilers, man.
craziness. It's not a spoiler. If you don't know a spoiler from 2009, like, get with the times. Especially, we're talking, this is for people that have probably played this game. They know what happened. It's Task Force 141's in a whole different universe at this point, and I like it. It's the story was great. It wasn't short like the last Call of Duty that we had, Vanguard's. Their campaign was very short. You didn't really fall in love with the characters. Like, you were just kind of playing as them and getting through the bigger story. Like this story made me fall in love. Go one this is going to be a hot take because it's nostalgic for people. This Ghost is better than '09's Ghost. One, because he actually has fucking personality. Like you can connect with this Ghost more.
That's the point. Is Ghost doesn't have personality.
Right, but because they're so close of a team, him and Soap and Price, when they're on missions of just like Soap and Ghost, like Soap's in a bad spot at one point, and Ghost is sitting on the comms already in the safe spot, like cracking jokes to Soap of like, now they're bad, they're morbid jokes about how Soap is going to die, but like Ghost is more likable in this, and you can understand his character more. So like, if something happens to where eventually Ghost might die in this series as well, it's going to be a worse death than the '09 one because you're going to like this character more, is what I'm saying. Multiplayer, great, phenomenal. I love it so far. I've golded 3 guns. It's good. Now the big one for me is what Warzone 2 is going to be. That's where I made my pride and joy with making my content. So if Warzone 2 can hold up to the hype of how Modern Warfare 2 held up to the hype, I think it's going to be really, really good. And what was your second part of the question?
Using that as kind of a benchmark, do you like where the new gen of games is trending towards? Like the better graphics,
Well,
are
I
they
love
really
the
that much better?
graphics. The
Is the
graphics are
gameplay getting better?
gameplay. I feel like gameplay depends on how you play on what games. So like this game is not as quick as like Warzone is, or the last Modern Warfare, or whatever, or Cold War Vanguard. No slide cancel, no bunny hopping. So you're more tactical, right? I think that it's a good thing because you can't get, TTV XXX, check out my TikTok guy, just sliding around you for 10 minutes, just, one shotting you. Like, this game now shows, all right, who is the better gunfighter, right? Like, exactly how it should be, instead of, let me see how fast I can slide around Timmy Two Shoes here and continue. I like where it's going. I love the more realistic campaigny like story part, right? Like when you watch like a cutscene in a campaign on these new next gen games, it's almost like a damn movie because they have actors. Like there are TikToks that I saw of this Modern Warfare, and I keep coming back to it just because that's what you like. That's what's the newest next gen game, right? They actually had actors dress up in the stuff, put the little black dots on them, and they like acted out scenes like on sets and stuff, not just in like a green screen CGI stuff. Like they were acting out scenes. So it's like they filmed a movie and turned it
Mm-hmm.
into an interactive movie. Which, if they keep doing that, I'll buy next gen games. I'm down for it. I like it,
Yeah.
but I
All
love
right,
this
what you
Call of
got?
Duty. I love this Call of
Yeah.
Duty. It's good. It's good. It was tough to get away from it playing it today to film this podcast. So you know, um, something that's both near and dear to our hearts that I want to talk about is Henry Cavill posted on Instagram today that he's stepping down as The Witcher,
Mm-hmm.
which he has one more season pretty much because he said, I don't know, did it say through season 4 or at season 4?
Oh, season 4 won't be him.
Won't be him.
It'll be
Yeah,
Liam Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth. And like we were talking about earlier, it sucks because the first 2 seasons with Henry Cavill are Geralt's amazing. It's
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal, but like we were also saying, he said good job to Liam. So I think he had probably a pretty good amount of sway of who he believes could be Geralt, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, anyone that's followed what's happened behind the scenes of the making of The Witcher is pretty aware of the fact that one, Henry Cavill is like online they joke and call him King of the Nerds because he's a pretty nerdy guy
That
in
is
the sense of his interests.
pretty nerdy, might be an understatement on what this man does sometimes. He almost missed becoming Superman because he was in a WoW raid.
Well, sometimes you got priorities, man.
I agree. I'm not leaving my guild behind, damn it.
But at the same time, though, that's what I'm saying is so he plays World of Warcraft, he plays Warhammer, he
He paints
reads
the little
books.
Warhammer
Yes, he does the
figurines.
actual full detail of it. He makes them, paints them. Um, he does a lot of stuff. He reads a ton, plays video games, a whole nine. But at the same time, he's super fit. He's a great actor. I mean, he's Superman.
Yeah.
Like,
And they didn't have to
and
CGI a body on him. Like Henry
no,
Cavill is Superman. Like no,
dude's a beast.
he might be one of the first males that in recent time has broken the stereotype of jock versus nerd. Like homie
Yeah,
is a super fit, good looking, attractive man that would rather sit at home and play WoW, read books, play D&D, play Warhammer than like go out and, do a jockey thing of get drunk or go to a club or something. He's breaking
yeah,
the stereotype of
100%.
he's
He does
meshing
stuff.
them.
He does stuff with the British Armed Forces. Does like I don't know if he does full marathons, but I've seen him do a bunch of like 5Ks, 10Ks, and things to
Mhm.
support their troops. He does a bunch of stuff with their armed
I know
forces.
I know
I
he's
mean,
a fit
he breaks
man.
that mold pretty well.
I know he's a fit man, but I don't know if I could see. Henry Cavill's a big dude. Running a marathon might be running a marathon's tough
Challenge?
for a or bigger people. Even if you're,
Challenge?
I'm not challenging him to a marathon, but I mean, if
Henry
Henry,
Henry Brandon thinks you can't run a full marathon.
I'm just saying it could be a struggle because he is a very stout man. If you want to find out, Mr. Cavill, I'm not going to call you Henry. I don't know you like that. Um,
I'll be BFFs.
I'm running a half one in February in Disney. So if you want to come down and hang out with me for a week in Disney, feel free. I'm not. You got a place to stay. I got you, dog. We can talk The Witcher. I've been starting to read them. I've read two of them now. So
I've been starting to read them.
yeah, whatever. He's also a walking encyclopedia of The Witcher. That's the
Yeah,
crazy thing, because like there's been things that said like, oh hey, we attack him this way. Well, actually, on in this book, and like he will cite the page that like the scene that they're filming is on, and I'm like, bro.
yeah.
But yeah,
I guess
it
we got a little
sucks.
off track.
It
We got a
sucks.
little off track
Yeah,
bromancing Henry Cavill, but to come back to The Witcher, he um he has done a lot of work to make sure that the series is as authentic and close to the source material as possible. So I do think, like you said, the fact he's giving kind of like the blessing of the next pick for Geralt,
Geralt.
uh, Geralt. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I do think that means he has a lot of faith in Liam to pull it off, which
No,
is a good
yes,
sign for those of us that really enjoy the series.
100%. And like Liam Hemsworth's not a bad actor. He just doesn't
No,
get recognized as much because his brother is fucking Thor. But like Liam's been in some good stuff. He's been in the he was in the Hunger Games, which was
hmm
great. He was in the Expendables for a little bit. I won't ruin that one for everybody. Um I don't know anything else he's been in, but oh, he was in oh no, that was Chris. I lied. They almost look
he's
the
been in a
same.
couple like rom coms, I
Yeah.
think.
I was about to say he was in the remake of Red Dawn, but that was Chris Hemsworth, which is a great movie. Everyone should watch
It
as
is.
well. Both of them.
But
The
yeah, no,
original's amazing. I think
I
Liam's
think
going
he's
to do
got
great.
good range. I think he's got good range as an actor, and I think hopefully this is saying that he can pull this off. Because if he messes it up, a lot of people are going to be
Well,
really upset.
so another reason they might do it like this is the two seasons that we've seen of The Witcher so far are from the first book, which I have. I can't remember the name of it right now. And it's just short stories of how him and Suri met, right? And like other little there's kind of like a bunch of short stories combined. It's not the main Witcher plot of the main books that they have, and the information that and I might be completely wrong, but I think that the first book of the Witcher series starts before all these short stories that are kind of getting put together for season 1, 2, and I'm assuming 3 as well. So maybe they're going to play Liam as a younger Geralt at first as well, because like we haven't seen how he was taken or how he was brought to where they make the Witchers and all that stuff. So maybe they'll do that because it's going to be really interesting to be like, all right, let's continue with this story, but the actor looks completely different. So maybe that's what they're doing. But either way,
Maybe.
it looks like he clearly gave Liam his blessing. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll
What
see.
else you got?
I have a statement, and then I have sports.
Cool. Make your statement, sir.
One statement is I want to say because one, I want to thank everybody that continues to listen every week that we put out on the live and on Wednesdays when we drop the edited episode. I will say that we took a week off last week, 2 weeks ago for Rick going on vacation. I am moving in like a month back home, so don't yell at us if we don't have a episode out for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, because we'll be going through a lot. So we're moving back home. Super excited about it. Super excited to get guests from North Carolina that can actually be in studio with us, so with
Hmm.
at least me. Um, but that'll be fun. But yes, don't yell at us for not having episodes in like a month in case I'm moving and I'm in the middle of Alabama for some reason. Do you have anything else? Or do you want to go to sports?
Oh, I got left sports.
All right, cool. I have one. We talked about this person I think last week, and I said he was super cringe, and he may have done the most another cringeworthy thing this week that he got on the news and started trending on Twitter for. Russell Wilson and his Wolverine blood that healed his hamstring, that he said was doing fucking high knees on the plane to London while all his teammates slept to get ready for the game. That's one, that's crazy. Two, that would have annoyed the shit out of me if I was his teammate and I'd just see Russell Wilson just high kneeing in there. It's just outrageous. Like, I feel like he is saying stuff for just publicity at this point. He is
Now,
a cringeworthy person.
first of all,
He might be a good dude, but what he's doing recently, he's going a little cuckoo.
first of all, you're traveling really far.
It's a six
Okay,
hour flight.
from the East Coast. He
Yes,
lives in Denver.
right. But they would fly from Denver to the East Coast, then over.
You're positive?
Yes.
You're positive they didn't take a team plane from Denver
To the East
to?
Coast to refuel, then to
Oh,
London.
nope. One shot.
Either
Blast one.
way,
Anyway,
don't do high
long
knees in
flight.
the fucking lobby or in the hallway.
He is getting ready. He's got whatever you got to do to get yourself mentally prepared as an athlete. There's a lot of professional athletes that take weird superstitions, weird pregame routines. He needed to do whatever he needed to do to get ready. Also, anyone that's ever flown on a plane knows how easy it is to get cramped. If I have the ability
Just
to
walk.
get up and stretch my legs and loosen up, no one can say anything because I'm the quarterback of an NFL franchise. I'm probably gonna go ahead and loosen up. I'm not saying I'm gonna do high knees through the aisle. That's
But that's
fair.
what he said. He was doing high knees and running through plays to
Well,
mentally prepare.
his
No.
teammates said it wasn't just him seeking attention.
Yes, but he said it first, and then people asked his teammates about it. He is crazy. I don't know. I liked him. I liked him in Seattle, unless he played the Colts or the Panthers, right? I liked Russell Wilson. Played for State, played for Wisconsin. Love the dude. What he has done this year is cringeworthy. Like, Broncos country, let's ride. Like, he said that after he played a horrible game in Indianapolis or against Indianapolis. I think it was in Denver, but it was against Indianapolis. 12-9, Broncos country. Then he like slowly walks away. Let's ride. That's he is getting made fun of everywhere. I have Wolverine blood in me. My hamstring healed faster. What Russell Wilson is doing this season is it could be cringeworthy, and he might be a great dude, and he might be complete. He is well, he might be. He is 100% serious when he is saying all this shit. But this is hurting his quarterback reputation. In a
I think you're right about that. I think you're right about that.
this is
I'm
this
trying to defend him as best I can.
I will go down with this plane, saying this is just cringeworthy shit
You
that
going
Russell
down with
Wilson's
the
doing.
plane? Is it
Huh?
because he's doing high knees? Is it taking the plane
It's
down?
it's 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 making it sway.
Poor Russ. Poor Russ.
Not a fan. Continue.
Okay, well, keeping in the trend of the sports world here, Ohio State, close game today. Everyone knows I'm Eagles fan, Ohio State fan. I got a poster over here you can't see in camera. Um, Ohio State had a close call. We're still 8-0. We're doing great. We pulled it out. A really close game against Penn State. Always a tough place to play in college. What's it called?
College. It's not
State
college.
College.
State
State College.
college. I was about to say College Station's
Pennsylvania.
A&M.
Yes, that almost got me. Uh, State College, Pennsylvania. Always a tough place to play during the whiteout, and got a little hairy there. We were down at the half, but we pulled it back. and I think we're awesome this year, man. I think we're not flawless in the way that not everything is executed flawlessly, but I
Right.
think we're a talented and hardworking enough team that if we finish this season undefeated, because we still got to go through a couple real opponents, mainly being that team up north, um, that are really going to test us, and if we come out unscathed, more or less,
Hmm.
I think it's hard to say we're not the best team in the country.
Well,
So
you
I'm
play.
pretty excited.
You have 3 games against unranked teams, 2 away,
Okay.
and then Indiana in between those at home, and then you have Michigan 2 days after Thanksgiving, who is number 4 in the nation. That might make or break playoffs for y'all if you lose that game.
Oh, it certainly will. It definitely does. Um, yeah, we got to beat Northwestern 1-7. Not really worried about that one. Indiana 3-5, still not a great team. And then Maryland 6-2. That's not a. I'm not saying they've played a lot of
Hmm.
really strong schools, but it's still a game you gotta just keep on your radar. I mean, that's the thing is anytime you overlook one of these schools that isn't a traditional powerhouse, you have the potential for an upset. So should we win all those games? Yes. We
I
need to take them
agree.
seriously. Yes.
Yeah, we
And then when
have
we get
continue. Then I'll tell you.
at least that team up north has to come down to Columbus this year.
That is very
It would
true. That's
it would make
huge.
me it would make me a lot more nervous if we had to go to Ann Arbor.
Home field is big. We have a chatter in our live stream that said "Boo Ohio State."
Ooh,
Um, I
it's
I
not eats.
I don't want to say because I don't want to cause any marital stress, but it's Rick's wife coming into chat saying "Boo Ohio State," and I completely agree with her.
I
That's
feel
hilarious. I love it.
betrayed.
I love it. Um, so you have to be worried as an Ohio State fan against Michigan for sure. I understand that, but the Michigan game's huge because one, Georgia or Tennessee are not going undefeated, okay, because they had to play each other still.
They draw.
So then you have 2 1-loss teams or an undefeated team playing a 1-loss team in the SEC championship. Whoever wins the SEC is going into the playoffs. Um,
Yeah, automatic.
Clemson, if Clemson finishes undefeated and wins the ACC, they're in the playoffs.
Unfortunately, I think they're
Yeah,
really overrated this season.
I agree, but they're 8-0, so they can't. They're going to be up there. It's Clemson, and then you have the Michigan Ohio State. Whichever one of those go undefeated is in.
I
And
really
then
think this year Clemson they should look at
yeah,
whoever loses. out of possibly that game should still maybe get a look over Clemson. I understand Clemson might
Well,
even they
of the
might
Ohio
be.
State Michigan game. Well, you also got to think of it this way. Say say Tennessee messes up, or I'm sorry, say Tennessee wins, right? Beats
Mhm.
Georgia, goes undefeated to the SEC championship game, and they beat Alabama in the championship game. So Tennessee's going to be in. Tennessee at that point will be either one or two, respectively, with Ohio State more than likely being the other.
Mhm.
Right? They beat Alabama twice. So do you throw a two-loss Alabama team in there? Probably not. But if you throw undefeated Tennessee into the championship game against the one-loss Alabama, and Alabama wins, and then Tennessee's only got one loss on the year in the SEC championship game, that's probably two SEC teams in there, with Ohio State being the third, and then either Georgia, to where you have three SEC teams, which would be outrageous to see, Michigan, which would be another one-loss team for the Big Ten, or you have an undefeated Clemson who would be in there, as even though there are a bunch of one-loss teams, say every team's one loss. Ohio State, Tennessee, Alabama get in, right? They're all one loss. Ohio State loses to Michigan. Well, Michigan would be undefeated at that point, so never mind. But say Ohio State won, undefeated, then Tennessee, Alabama. If Clemson and Michigan are there, and Michigan's got one loss, I'm putting Michigan above Clemson, even though these guys won't.
Yeah, and that's kind of my point. And not trying to throw shade, but as we're kind of mentioning, it's whoever wins that game, Ohio State or Michigan. Bleh. Um, Realistically, I just don't see Illinois beating either of us. And so
Mm-hmm.
whoever wins that game is going to win the Big Ten championship. And
Oh, 100%.
that person is going to be undefeated and go into the college football playoffs. I honestly think, though, that realistically, what we could be looking at is a two Big Ten team, two SEC team playoff. And do I think that's super fair? Not necessarily, but I'm also actually not a big promoter of the current college football playoff format. I think four teams is too little. I think we've proven that there needs to be a playoff because otherwise
Mm-hmm.
it gets
Oh,
way
the
too
BCS was
subjective.
worse than this. This is still
Yes,
bad, but
yes,
at least it's a
it's
little
moving in the
better.
right direction.
Uh
It's
huh.
moving in the right direction, but they need to expand it. They need to figure out a format that works. And um, so do I think four teams from two conferences is the way to represent everyone fairly? No, but do I think those are the four best teams in college football right now?
Hmm.
Yes.
I mean,
Five if you throw in Alabama, and we
hmm
still only have two conferences with the five best
yeah,
teams.
you'd have to throw in six in there to get Clemson in there, who is ranked higher than Alabama this week,
Yes.
to get a different conference. I mean, if the game if it ended right now, 1 through 4 got in, Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee, Michigan, it would be an SEC versus a Big Ten on both sides. I wouldn't be upset with that. Is four teams
I
too?
wouldn't either.
Is four teams
I
too
wouldn't either,
little?
other than the possibility of having to play Michigan again.
You'd play Michigan. You'd play Michigan in the championship game. If the
And
season
that'd
ended
be
right now, it'd be Georgia versus Michigan round one, and then Ohio State versus Tennessee.
let me just say, if that were to ever happen, cars would be flipped and streets would be on fire in one of those cities.
Well, probably both. One very happily, the other very angrily.
They better just be really happy both those cities are extremely cold in January.
That
They'll
wouldn't
keep-
stop those crazy college
It at
kids.
least it at least slows down riots when it's really
That's true.
cold.
Very true. Very true statement. Well,
What do you got in sports world?
that was it. Just Russell Wilson's cringeworthy.
Oh, you didn't want to talk about the World Series and the state they're in?
No,
Oh, okay. Then we ain't got to talk about it, I guess.
we'll talk about
Phillies
it
are up
next week when the
1-0.
Astros are up.
Phillies are up 1-0.
Yeah, I know. Phillies are up 1-0. They play again tonight, Saturday. Hopefully we pull this out. It needs to be. I have a bet with my cousin. She is a Phillies fan. She's a Eagles fan too. Her whole family is Eagles fan, Phillies, all that stuff.
Hey,
It's Brenna.
you
You
got
met
good
her.
family.
You met her at the wedding. Um, whoever's team loses, that person buys the winner a jersey from that team. So
Oh,
like
so
if the Phillies win, I have to buy Brenna a Phillies jersey. If
oh,
if
I thought she
the
bought you. I thought you had to buy a Phillies jersey
no,
and you
no,
had to
no, no,
wear
no.
it.
We're buying it for the other person. That way, it's not like a gag thing of like I'm never going to wear this. Why do I have this? It's a if the Astros win, Brenna's buying me an Astros jersey of well, not of my choosing. It's going to be clearly relatively not $300 jersey, but at least buy me a jersey that I don't of a person that I don't already have. And then the same with her. If I win or if I lose and the Phillies win, I buy her a Phillies jersey.
Pretty cool. Pretty
Yep.
cool. I like it. I like it.
I'm 0 for 1 on the jersey bets so far. I lost one last year to my brother with the Braves winning. So
And then I got one last thing. NBA's back. I can't not talk about it. And that is, I'm gonna keep it, pigeonholed though this week to Luca currently
mm-hmm.
averaging 36.3 points per game, leading the NBA, 9.3 assists, which is top 10 in the NBA, and 9.5 rebounds, which is like I think he's 28th in the NBA, behind all like big men.
But that's still a lot for a guard.
That's a lot. He's super close. And hey, that being said, they're 2-2.
Oh
It's
yeah.
4 games, extremely small sample size. One of them went to overtime where he had a 41-point triple double. But starting off the season with some pretty incredible stats.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he is. Was he the front runner coming into the season for MVP, or was it the Joker again? I'm assuming it was between them two.
Or Giannis.
Yeah, but he doesn't
You,
count.
the Greek freak don't count.
I forgot about him, so he doesn't count.
There's always depends on who you ask type situations.
Right.
Even ESPN analysts will go back and forth and debate it, but should he always be in the minds of top contention? Yes.
100%.
Dude is a phenomenal basketball player.
As a Mavs fan, it is great to see that we went from Dirk to this. Even though like we might suck every year still. It's good to see that we could have this building blocks to have a great team with somebody of Luka's skill and potential as our core.
We'll see. Okay, so this is actually where it was really going. I want to one praise Luka for a minute and what he does, but also what do the Mavs need to do you think to really give him a chance to compete? You have Spencer Dinwiddie. You have
Yeah, no,
Tim Hardaway.
I know our team.
Oh no, but I'm saying so you have like
Right.
I'm just saying
Like we
you
have a
Dinwiddie,
good core of a team. What do
you
we
have Hardaway Jr.
Right.
You got for me though, it's you got inside Christian
Yeah.
Wood.
It's our big man that's always a problem. Like
Yeah,
last
I
year we
mean
had what's his face? The dude from New York. We got him last year. What was his name? The tall ass kid that played for the Knicks. Porzingis. We had Porzingis,
oh
but he's hurt.
yeah,
But he gets hurt
always
all the
injury
time.
prone. Yeah.
He's nothing. Yeah, I mean our big
He's not an
man's
inside presence. He's
no.
long, but he's not an inside
Our
presence.
big man is Christian Wood and then JaVale McGee. Like if you're starting JaVale McGee, you need something else.
Well, okay, I don't want to hate on JaVale,
No,
but he is more of a veteran presence that's going to help your big men.
exactly.
He's not your 30 plus minute a guy a night anymore.
Hmm.
He really just isn't and going to consistently produce. He's just getting
Right.
old. Now, do you want him on your roster?
Yeah,
Absolutely, I'll take
he's a
him.
great veteran leader in the locker
Yeah,
room. So
knows a lot.
I think a big
He's
man,
been to the finals. He's won rings.
yeah,
Dude's been there. You want someone like that on the
a
team.
big man that remembers how big men play is I think that brings us from a all right, the Mavs are going in as the 6th seed to the all right, the Mavs are going into as a 3, maybe even a 2, you know? Like clearly the Suns are fantastic. Portland's really good. So you got that. I think it's a big man and then like the past couple of years our coach has been kind of iffy. But I mean, like, if we could get somebody that I'm not now, before I say this name, I am not saying somebody of this caliber because probably we'll never see this again in the NBA. But if we could get somebody that knew their role on the inside, how Dennis Rodman knew what he was there to do in Chicago is to literally get rebounds and play on the inside, like Dennis knew, hey, I'm staying right here, and we had somebody that could make a big presence, not saying Dennis Rodman-esque type of presence, but just somebody that knows, hey, I'm here to get rebounds and make layups every now and then, I think we could get up to that next level, if that makes sense.
Does I think it's hard to find someone that's that specialized nowadays in today's league because everyone wants a contract. And if you were exactly the way Dennis Rodman played, you probably wouldn't get a max, like a super max. You probably just wouldn't. Just not producing enough all around to the team.
Right. I'm only grabbing 28 rebounds a game.
I mean, how many points, bro?
Right. Right. I'm getting 4, so it's nothing. But like,
I think there's a couple really good
if
options, but it's what's available. What do we have
right,
cap space for? What can we do to actually get Luca to the finals? Because I would love to see that.
if I could see a Luca final, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Or maybe potentially seeing Luca live in a couple weeks. So that'll be
But
fun.
ready, crazy theory. Mavs tank,
And
not even tank,
get that
but
kid.
like they go low. They get Bronny. LeBron James requests a trade. Okay.
Or
We get Bronny, LeBron, Luca.
not undefeated, not saying that, but definitely championship in the finals.
They're
You
going to the finals. They're
you're
going to
playing
the
you
finals.
Bronny could just be like, all right, I'm gonna sit on the bench and learn this year and just watch Luca and LeBron do their thing and demolish people. Like, that'd be great. That's why the Lakers are 0-5. They're tanking for either Bronny or that like 7'4" kid that's gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah, the was it West? I don't want to. Yeah, I'll
It is a
butcher it, but I know who you're talking
it
about.
is a very long name, just like Giannis's, but maybe even harder to pronounce.
It's not. Yeah, it's not easy. But yeah, no, super high potential. A lot of talent. Looks like in that kid, and just a huge frame. Just very Giannis-esque.
Mm-hmm.
All
I
right, man.
will.
That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, but I'm gonna look up this kid's name and try to pronounce it. Oh, it's easier. Victor Wimbanyama. Wimbanyama.
I knew it started with a W. I thought it was West Bemyama or West Bemya or something like that. Wim.
Wimbanyama. But no, that is all I have. So everybody, thank you for coming into the live and interacting. Whitney, thank you for saying "Boo Ohio State." I thought that was hilarious. Um, if you have any fun facts, ideas, sayings, anything you want to hear us talk about on the podcast, you can email us at slamsfistfact@gmail.com or send us a DM at slamsfistfact. We will answer very accordingly. And if it's funny and or interesting, thanks to our friend Dalton, we might put it on the show. But Rick, had a great time. We might have to do this again, maybe next Saturday.
Always.
Who knows? But other than that, everybody have a great day, and we will talk to you later.